I think we are live. I need to double check it once again. Just give me a second. All right, so yes, we are live. So if you're watching this live, you can comment below #live. If you're watching that in a replay, you can comment below #replay. So from one side we are here live, and from the another side we are filming for YouTube and IG as always. And today what I want to speak about is mindset, and it is like a pre-training, just because next week, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we have 3-day free training, and we will speak about mindset, business and strategy. So actually we'll speak about everything what you need to succeed and what is really like necessary and in your life. So today what we are going to speak about is money block, and the number one, that is poverty consciousness. So I wanted to share with you, some people have a negative association with money, and which holds them actually back from actually creating it. And I know what I'm speaking about, just I've been there too, like 2 or 3 or 5 years ago, and there was some point and I couldn't go anywhere else. I couldn't go straight forward. I couldn't improve myself. I was like many months, many years on the same place, and it was really terrible. So most people, however, don't even realize that they have resistance to money because it is so normal in a society. So everyone hears like money is the root of all evil, and that is an unconscious level. Most people actually believe it. And example, in the United States, there is general consciousness that any hard certificate field like education, social service or personal growth should be low paying, and after all, these people should be offering their services out of kindness of their heart, right? So I believe that many people from United States are here in this group. So if you're watching this live, you can share your opinion, you can share what you think about it, or anyway, if you have some questions. So well, we say like money is the root of all awesomeness. So if you have done any education about money or social growth or I don't know, mindset or something similar, you could hear that money is actually the root of all awesomeness. And there are 3 possible blocks to making the money we desire. First of all is poverty consciousness, and that is what we are speaking today here, like believing there is not enough. The second is money guilt, feeling unworthy or unserving to receive money, and actually many people have that. And the third is fear of money, believing a bad thing happen when you get more money. And I don't know for you, but I think my opinion is that actually a lot of people have something like this. But okay, so overcoming poverty consciousness, that is actually what we are speaking today about. So even though we live in the wealthiest country in the world, what does that mean? It means that I'm here in Germany, some of you are in the United States, there is many people, I don't know, maybe who is watching from China, and so on and so on. And actually we're all here together. And today, especially because of COVID and the whole worldwide situation, we are most likely working online or working from home. Of course, here are people who are in who are working in restaurants, who are working in hotels, who are working, I don't know, health and beauty, and who are not able to work online. But most of us is working online, or most of us tried to transit this whole business in online world. So anyway, what I wanted to say, even people who are truly wealthy in financial term usually still feel that there is like not enough. And one sign that you have a poverty consciousness is if you feel a sense of competition when you think about others who offer the same product or service as you. So if you're thinking about your like competition brings up feelings or fear or panic or anything similar, then you believe there is not enough money to go around, and that you must fight actually for what is yours, right? And you can just like ask yourself, if you believe that when you receive money or resource or some kind of opportunity that it takes away from someone else, do you find yourself feeling that there is like money pie, or I don't know, in the sky somewhere, and you have to try to get your peace and keep other from stealing these limited resource? So I don't know for you, but you can share your opinion with me. You can share what you think about it. Anyway, often feelings like this stem from childhood experience, whether either you experience it through lack of like necessities, of were in environment with others who felt lack, like stressed about money. And we all know that out there is a lot of people who felt that way. Just because I came from family and father always felt some kind of lack of money. He had many limited beliefs and everything similar. So this is actually the thing what I don't like to speak about, but that is true. And actually, as many people I am knowing, or I know like literally people worldwide. And the deeper I go in some similar thing, I realize that many people have money problems, limited beliefs problems, and so on and so on. So that is nothing strange, that is nothing new, right? Yeah, so anyway, when we hear money doesn't grow on the trees, or it may inspire us to become like smart without spending, but usually it makes us feel a sense of lack, right? So these emotions related to money make a powerful imprint on us that will continue to our money blueprint, and it is unconscious level through our lives unless we do the work to change it, and it become actually a belief. So even if our conscious mind tries to believe something different, just because maybe you heard that already somewhere else, like if you are working out, you want to have a nice body, and you are working out, you're trying to work out because you want to try lose weight, right? And you have a problem because you have a lack of motivation sometimes, or you have lack of discipline, or sometimes you don't feel very well, so like, okay, this will be a cheat day and I will skip this day, and so on and so on. But if you are doing that a 21 day, it is pretty sure that this whole workout process will become a routine, just because it is proven that one human being needs about 21 days to learn something new, that something new becomes really like a routine. So the same is with the money, the same is with the nutrition, the same is with the lifestyle. And that's why actually I don't understand when people say, oh, I cannot change my routine, or oh, I'm not so sure about it and I cannot start eat healthier. So you know what I mean. It is so simply, just because I'm saying always, every human being can change their routine or can change that something if they are willing to do that. And we all now have internet, and we all now have an opportunity to learn something new, to start our own business, or I don't know, to work for someone on the internet, like online, like literally from comfort your own home, or you got a point. So every person in this world have this chance to become a better version of themselves. So I don't know for you, whoever is watching here, but I hate when someone say, okay, no, I cannot do that, or like when someone puts some kind of excuses. I don't like it. I don't. I'm so actually allergic on it. But anyway, what I want to share with you, it's not a point. Let's go back on the point. So I don't know, how do you change a poverty consciousness belief, but this is evidence. We believe things unusually because we've been passed down to be like seed of a belief system, and then we find evidence, and in our lives that proves it's true, and so believe it. So this is a tricky process. So like for two reasons. One is that when we are children, we automatically believe that adults tell us because of our survival depends on them. And the other is that our minds are confirmation seeking machines. And if you ever heard of the like self-fulfilling process, I don't know, have you ever heard about it? But actually I learned about it when I've done my NLP course. That was like actually a month ago. It was not so long ago, but actually there I heard the first time for this word. And it means that we'll seek and find and do what we accept to find. So really, if you're searching for something, and if you're willing to Google that something, or I don't know, if you're willing to ask a question someone for something, or ask a help, it will be given to you, and you can find an answer, and it's not so complicated. So if we're told that there is a lack of money, and then we see around us a lack of money, we begin to accept a lack of money. And that is totally wrong. That is totally not true. Which we then find, and so we believe there is a lack of money. And that is a totally wrong mindset. That is, I hate this mindset. Just because, like I said, I grew up in the family where it was like a lack of money. You cannot do that, you should do that. We cannot go there, we can go there. And so on and so on. It's a really huge, long story. It's like a 18-year long story, but it is totally proof. And no one can never said to me, sorry, I cannot do that, or I'm not able to do that, or I cannot find these XY information for that, just because you can. And as I said before, we are living in 21st century where everything is possible. So yeah, and what I wanted to share actually with you, since always, not since always, but actually I watched Oprah. So everyone knows who Oprah is. and everyone knows who Tony Robbins is, and everyone knows who Grant Cardone is, and Elena Cardone, right? And 10X. And yesterday I watched One Education, and there was Even. Even is working with Grant Cardone, Oprah, Tony Robbins, and so on and so on. And so I'm not making like a fun stories on Instagram or on Facebook, as you can probably see, but I tagged Even in one of my stories, and I tagged many people in one of my stories, but usually they or liked this message or totally ignored that message, or nothing happened, right? And yesterday Even sent me a picture, like with a like, and he sent me a message, and it was like 10 p.m. my time here in Germany, or like 9:45 p.m., but it was really late. And I watched my phone, and I couldn't believe that Even sent me a picture and a message. And of course I wrote him back. So we didn't had any like a long messaging or I don't know chat, but it was like, oh my God, he sent me a message, and I'm so huge fan of him just because he's so awesome and I love him. And actually I couldn't believe that. And yesterday I told to my boyfriend as well. So today there is literally nothing impossible. Today is everything possible. And if you're willing to write something, I don't know, a letter to Oprah, you can do that. So, or she will ignore you, or she will answer to you. You can come in contact with Grant Cardone. You can come in contact with Tony Robbins. So it doesn't important which person right now I can name. Or maybe you hate Tony Robbins, maybe you hate Grant Cardone. So nothing personally. But maybe you're looking for something different, right? But literally today you can come in contact with everyone, with everyone. Yeah. So I just want to check the comments. All right, Matilda is here. Matilda is a really good friend of mine, and she's from Monaco. And shout out to Matilda. All right, I wanted to share just a few more stuff with you just because time is going and I need to go as well. So overcoming this will take work, like these whole things, this whole stuff, just because to overcome some kind of limited beliefs, that is not easy, right? But it is totally worth it. It is a long-term process, but it is totally worth it. And you can write this down, or you can write watch in replay, so you can try it, or you can just like simply write this down. So number one, you can look for evidence, and that you do in fact have money by looking at those who have less. Number two, look for evidence that money is easy to get by remembering times in your life where it just appeared out of nowhere. Number three, look for evidence that there is more than enough in the world by looking how many millionaires and billionaires there are in the world, because there is many of them. Number four, look for evidence that there is in fact no competition, because each person's right client will find them. Number five, remember that even in those circumstances where it looks like there is not enough, it is caused by a misallocation of resource, and that you are learning to get yourself in the right money mind frame to allocate the resource in your direction. So I don't know, do you believe that when you receive money or resource or opportunity, that it takes away from someone else? Like, you can share in comments below. Or do you feel there is a limited resource to go around? So you don't have to share it with me. You can share it just like with yourself, but please be honest with yourself. And you can search for evidence that there is abundance, and you can write it down. Like, this is really like a workshop. What circumstances can you observe in your life or in the world that show you that you do in effect have money and abundance? Or perhaps you've seen comparison to others. The second one, what times in your life has money come easily, out of nowhere, or right when you needed it? So I'm saying that just because people are always saying, I don't have money, or money does not come easily. And this is totally normal. But if someone wants to speak about the money, they speak usually that way how they don't have a money. But no one speak how they have a money. Just because those who have a money doesn't speak about it. And that is totally true. And this is actually right that money doesn't grow on a tree. But there is a money. A way easily reachable, if I can say so, than like, I don't know, 10 years ago or 20 years ago or even 30 years ago. Like 30 years ago, I don't know, I have less than 30 still, but 30 years ago, we didn't had like internet. We didn't had, maybe we had some, I don't know. I'm not so familiar with these things. But we didn't had laptops, we didn't had phones, we didn't had, I don't know, phones in color. And I know that my mother told me that every way when she wanted to go to speak with someone who was in another town, or I don't know who, when she wanted to call someone, she needed to go to the neighbor just because she didn't have a phone. And it was like, okay, normal. So I cannot say, oh, if that was like 30 years ago or 45 years ago, I have no idea. But it was, and that's because I'm saying today is everything really reachable. And if you have something in your mind, if you have vision for yourself, like go out and achieve it, accomplish it. You just have to put everything on a paper and do the task. Do the task. Put your goals down. Don't be afraid of it. Share it just with yourself. You don't have to share it with me. But go out and achieve your goals. So what I want to share more with you. You can do some research and find out how many millionaires and billionaires there are in country, in a state, or in your city, and how many is there really. And do you feel like this is a lot of people or this is not so a lot of people? Just because of this whole situation with COVID, I'm not able to travel. And usually I'm traveling like almost every 2 months somewhere. And like 2019, we've been all around from Portugal until Greece. So we've been in half in Europe, literally. And it was a really wonderful years, but that on the side, that's not what I wanted to speak about. So our last trip was in Hamburg, and that was in October in 2020 when COVID was. And we chose Hamburg just because we are in Germany and no one can told us, okay, you went out of the Germany, you have to stay out or you have to stay in quarantine, right? Just because I'm not afraid of COVID, but I'm afraid of COVID. And it's all a weird situation all around the world, so we just wanted to stay sure. And we took a tourist guide, and it was one really wonderful woman, and we walked almost a half Hamburg, and she showed us everything what is important. She told us a history, she told us a story, we met wonderful people, And yeah, everything was like wonderful in a COVID style, but wonderful. And actually, Hamburg in Germany is really popular for just because it is a city with, as she told me, like the most millionaire in Germany. And she told some kind of amount of number, I don't know that. And actually, she told us like where is this part of the city where they live and how, and she spoke about it. And actually I'm interested in, and it was nice to hear something like that, just because people don't want to speak about millionaires. And it is not important, that's not the point, but the point is just because every time when someone speaks something about the money, or someone speaks something about who is better than him, I'm feeling like a strange energy. It means like they are speaking something and they are feeling a little bit like uncomfortable. I hope you can understand me. It's like a little bit complicated. I made it a little bit complicated. But the point is, people doesn't like to speak about the money. And I don't like it, just because I like to know. And I was always like a child, a woman who liked to ask something, who liked to become some kind of answers, and who liked to know, who liked to learn new things, new stuff, and everything. But okay, I have just two more stuff for you. So you can check it out. What evidences have you had in your life that there is in fact no competition, because each person's right client find them? You can Google it, you can find it for yourself, like not for me. I've done this workshop already. And the last one, can you find enough evidence to believe that the world has abundant resource, and that is, if you change your money mindset and take steps towards changing your allocation of these resources, that you can in fact create more abundance? So I don't know what you think, and if not, what holds you back? So it is always the same question. So in these 3 years, I've done like not so many, not more than 10, but I've done several education where the main part was mindset, money, and lifestyle. But lifestyle, not just like, I don't know, fashions guru and all this stuff, just like lifestyle about how can you really improve your self, lifestyle abundance, and so on and so on. And it was always pretty interesting, just because at the end of every workshop and education, we done similar workshops like this is. And it was always like few questions, and then they make you really to think about it, everything. Like, okay, what would I do? Or I don't know, I can really Google it, and I can really Google how many people in my city is millionaire or billionaire. So it is really, really interesting for everything. So at least for myself, I hope that it's for you as well. And at least, like I said before, when here is COVID, and when out there and is many and more people who are selling something online, who are doing some kind of education, who I don't know, are just like salesy, and I don't like it. You just have to know the right strategy. And today, as I can see, so I'm not millionaire yet, but as I can see, out there is many more millionaires. And then I think to myself, okay, I'm doing something wrong. But then if out there is so many more millionaires, then it's not impossible, you know? So like I said before, if you want to accomplish something, everything is possible. So you just have to believe in yourself, and you just have to work on your goal. You just have to work on yourself. Yeah, so that was all from this whole workshop. What I wanted to say more, to add on this everything, that once again next week, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we have our very first actually workshop, just because the trainings what I've done was just like always like here, like in a Facebook group, random trainings, and yeah, mostly spontaneous trainings and so on. So this is the first training what I'm doing like for real, like an event. So I hope you will come. It will be a special bonuses. It will be a special bonuses just because, as you probably know, that I'm doing coaching like one-on-one. Right now I created a new like meeting coaching, smaller coaching, sorry. And it will be bonuses, and bonuses will be that you will become a 35% discount on each coaching. So it's not like for free, but 35% discount. That is something, and it is actually a lot. So anyway, at least if you're not interested in a coaching, at least you can be there. You can share your opinion, you can share your voice, and maybe you can learn something new. So once again, it will be, the first day will be all about mindset, and why is mindset so important to you, and actually for all of us. And the second day will be all about business, and the third day will be all about strategy. It will be at 6 p.m. European Central Zone, 12 p.m. New York time, and 9 a.m. California time. So I think that you in a group have like an announcement where you can check that everything. Yeah, anyway, I'm 32 minutes in. I have to go. I hope this was valuable and it was helpful for you. I see that Elisa was here, Matilda as well. Hi, girls. And yes, and that's all. I wish you a lovely Friday. I wish you a lovely weekend, and see you next week. Bye bye.